Hello students, welcome to Legacy IAS Academy. In today's video, we are going to discuss about recently India has decided to send a team of NDRF, that is National Disaster Response Force to Turkey in response of the earthquake that has struck the several cities of Turkey. So in this video, we are going to discuss in details about what is NDRF, how it is structured, what it is function, what is its mandate, and also briefly we'll try to understand the Disaster Management Act under which this organization has been established. So first of all, to give you the brief context of the particular topic. So as we discussed, the India has dispatched the first batch of humanitarian aid along with a rescue team consisting of 40 to 45 individuals personnel of National Disaster Response Force to Turkey. Along with NDRF search and rescue teams, especially trained dog squads, medical supplies, drilling machines, as well as other equipment that can help in disaster response in Turkey also have been sent. And keeping this into mind, Turkey has expressed thanks to India by calling India a dost, which is a Hindi word for the friendship. To give you an idea about the brief background surrounding all these events, so three devastating earthquakes of magnitude 7.8, 7.6, and 6.0 on the Richter or the magnitude moment scale has hit Turkey's southern region, and due to this, a huge loss of life has occurred. As per the recent estimate, it is believed that more than 7,000 people have lost their lives in this devastating earthquake in past 2 days. So what is NDRF? What is National Disaster Response Force? So first of all, if we talk about its inception, it has been created under the section 44 of the Disaster Management Act of year 2005. And basically not only the National Disaster Response Force, but in the same act which was passed in 2005, several other bodies have also been instituted. One of the most important body was or is National Disaster Management Authority, which is a apex body, a nodal body to take care of all the disaster, whether it is a natural disaster, whether it is a man-made disaster that is striking India. And the NDMA is chaired by the Prime Minister himself, and also then further it is under the control of a state disaster management authority where chief minister acts as chairperson. And further as we go down in the ladder, we can see also we have a body that is called as DDMA, that is district disaster authority, and this DDMA is chaired by the district magistrate or the deputy collector of the particular district as the chairperson. So as we can see, we have a three-tiered organization: NDMA at the apex, that is at the national level, SDMA in the middle at the state level, and then the DDMA at a much more localized district level. Apart from that, a National Executive Committee also has been set up under DM Act 2005 to ensure that proper and smooth functioning and coordination between different bodies of government can take place in case a disaster struck India. Now, if we talk about the NDRF, as we have discussed, it has been established under DM Act of 2005. And as far as the DM Act is concerned, it has clearly mentioned that the NDRF has been instituted for a special response to a threatening disaster scenario or a disaster. And every year on the day of its inception, that was January 19th, the NDRF Raging Day is commemorated, where a lot of different functions and different kind of activities are organized. Now, coming to the reason that why such body was instituted in the first place, what was the need that was filled by the government authorities at that time? So obviously there are a lot of things that is happening at the global scale. So apart from the global regions, we also have some national regions that has lead to development of such industries. For example, if you go back to year 1999, we have a super cyclone that has struck the coastline of Odisha, and here the maximum velocity of the wind was recorded to be somewhere about 260 meter per hour. So such a huge storm, when it struck the when it struck the coastline of Orissa, it led to the loss of 10,000 lives. Similarly, few years later in year 2001, we have a very devastating earthquake that struck the Bhuj region of the Gujarat, that also had led to loss of life of thousands and thousands of people and destruction of huge amount of property and the economic infrastructure. Further, 3 years later, in year 2004, on the December 26th, a severe tsunami struck the Indian Ocean region, and a large part of the countries that are situated in the Indian Ocean region, such as Indonesia, we have Thailand, Malaysia, Singapore, Sri Lanka, and Tamil Nadu coast of India was most severely affected. So keeping these kind of disaster that was continuously striking India, the need was felt that there is a proper response force need to be instituted, which can take care of such disaster, which can respond effectively and in a trained manner in such kind of disaster, and that is why NDRF were instituted. So if you look at the structure of NDRF, what we can see that the total number of battalions of NDRF is 15, and these 15 battalions generally they take their personnel from the various paramilitary forces of the government of India. Paramilitary forces are the forces which work under the command and control of Ministry of Home Affairs, and such forces like Border Security Force, Central Industrial Security Force, Central Reserve Police Force, ITBP, that is your Indo-Tibetan Border Police, SSB, that is Sashastra Seema Bal, and Assam Rifles, also called as AR. So these are the paramilitary organizations which supplies personnel to the NDRF. So total, as we can see, there is 15 battalions, and if you talk about each battalions, within the each battalion there is 18 self-contained specialist search and rescue teams, and each team has 45% that include people from variety of fields, from diverse experiences, such as we have engineers, technicians, electricians, dog squads, as well as medical and paramedics to attain to the people who are uh, who are uh, in, uh, who are actually affected by the disasters. Now, within each battalions, if you look at the total strength of each battalion, it comes to be somewhere about 1,149 personnel, and these 1,149 personnel are trained effectively to respond to both natural as well as man-made disasters, and including such disaster which is CBRN disaster. CBRN disaster refers to a disaster that is due to the chemical, biological, radiological, or nuclear factors. So what we can see that 149% in each battalion into total 15 battalions. If you multiply that, that will give you the overall strength that currently NDRF has. This 15 battalion has been raised recently because in the beginning when the NDRF was raised, the number of battalion that time was only 7 in number. Now, if we take a look at the organization, we can see that almost all the states of India has one battalion of NDRF that is stationed there. As you can see that Vadodara in Gujarat, for example, we have in Patna in Bihar. So almost all the major cities in the states of India, we can see the 15 different battalions of NDRF that is stationed there permanently, so they can respond to the local disasters, and also the response time can be minimized. For example, if any disaster struck in Maharashtra or happened in Maharashtra, then from Pune the team can be quickly mobilized, and the response and reaction time of such actions will be quite lower. Now, coming to the main important topic, that what is the main function that NDRF envisions to do? So as far as the mandate that is given to the NDRF, it aims to create a safer and more disaster resilient India. It wants to create a more disaster resilient India by building up the capacity to tackle the disaster and the processes after disaster, the what we can say the activities after disaster, so that the casualties, especially the human casualty, can be minimized. Second mandate it has been provided is the development of a culture of disaster preparedness. That means people should not panic. The government organizations should not come into action just after when the disaster happened. Rather, it should be completely prepared in case any disaster struck the particular state, the particular regions in the next few years. So, culture of disaster preparedness also it aims to have a mitigating effect to provide a quick and effective response in any part of the country. And last but not the least, to instill a readiness culture among all the stakeholders. And here stakeholders are various. For example, the government obviously is one stakeholder. Apart from NDRF itself is a stakeholder, and then we have the local government organizations, and not only that, even citizens are considered as stakeholders, where citizens should be fully prepared. They should be fully what you can say uh, given information that how they have to act, what they have to do in case any disaster happen. And since we know that different part of India's are prone to different kind of disaster, for example, the northern part of India is prone to earthquake, the eastern coast of India is prone to cyclones, and the coastal regions of other part of India are also prone to tsunami. And that is why there is need for giving training, for making awareness among the people that how they have to respond, how they do not have to panic, so that overall disaster response is much more effective in nature. And that is also one of the function of the NDMA. Now, as far as the governing authority of NDMA is concerned, it works under the Ministry of Home Affairs. Ministry of Home Affairs is a nodal ministry, and within the Ministry of Home Affairs, overall the command, control, and leadership of this force rest in the hand of Director General rank of officer, and Director General of NDRF is generally chosen chosen from the IPS cadre, and generally a senior IPS officer is chosen to lead the NDRF. And as far as the current status of NDRF is concerned, as you can see, Atul Karwal, who is a senior IPS officer, is currently heading the NDRF. Now, what are the major operations that NDRF has conducted in recent times? So, obviously, as far as the data from the NDRF website can be concerned, we can see that they have said that they have rescued over 1.48 lakh precious human lives in past few years, and also evacuated more than 7 lakh stranded person from different kind of disaster situations. Not only in India, even outside, two major operations where NDRF has played a very significant role was in year 2011 when we have triple disaster that has struck the Japan. Triple disaster here refers to Japan was first of all struck by the earthquake, and since Japan is an island country, this earthquake, which was severe magnitude on the Richter scale, also gave rise to the tsunami. And due to the tsunami, flooding happened in the coastal areas, and in the coastal areas of Fukushima there was a nuclear energy plant. So that nuclear energy plant also was destroyed. That led to radiation exposure, radiation pollution. Thus, earthquake, tsunami, and nuclear meltdown are the three disasters that happened at the same time, and that is why it is called as triple disaster. And NDRF team was quickly dispatched there and played a very important role in overcoming the problems and challenges that disaster posed to the people of Japan. Then further in year 2015, when a very significant number of earthquake hit the Nepal earthquake was also considered as one of the most significant earthquake that has happened in the Himalayan regions in the recent decade. There also NDRF team played a very important role and were able to save a lot of lives due to their prompt action. So as we can see that any NDRF, not only India but also outside of India, has played a very important role, and including the recent disaster that is going on in Turkey, the recent earthquake related disaster that has struck the Turkey, NDRF is going to play a pivotal role. So I hope you understood about the overall brief overview of NDRF. If you like the video, please hit the like button, share it with your fellow aspirants, as well as subscribe to our channel for more such content. Thank you very much.